Real music, real talk, real radio. Your favorite choice on the FM dial. Good morning. It's your girl Dejanay. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I went to Waffle House. I slept in. I went to church, and I watched the Bama versus Georgia Bulldogs game, which made me a little sad because we lost. I'm a dog fan. How about them dogs? But we'll be back. It's totally okay. But I am super excited, guys. We have two special guests coming on my show today, Mimi Harris and Jonathan Bling, who are both going to be going more in depth about how we can steward our God-given talents and gifts. And I'm super excited to do an ASU spotlight on our students who are totally making an impact here at Albany State University. Now let's check out that weather here at Albany, Georgia. It is 74 degrees. The highest today will be 85 degrees. Partly cloudy conditions expected around 10 a.m. Wind gusts up to 23 miles per hour. I went on my 4 mile, 5 mile bike ride this morning, and y'all, the breeze was overly nice today. So make sure you get outside, and I thought it was going to rain this week, but you know, the weather be so bipolar. It'd be global warming on a whole nother level. But it's your girl Dejanay, and the next time I'm back, we will have Miss Mimi Harris sitting right next to me as we're locking in with her, because here it is the great lock-in because September is almost over, y'all. Can y'all believe that October is literally coming up? And guess what? Your girl's going to be turning 23 next Monday. So, baby, I need to get my life together, okay? But this is Real 92.7, real music, real talk, real radio. Your favorite choice on the FM dial. Again, when I come back, we'll have an amazing interview. So keep it locked in right here. Don't go anywhere. Don't switch the channel. No, don't go anywhere. Real 92.7, real music, real talk, real radio. Your favorite choice on the FM dial. Y'all, I have a very special guest with me today. I've been trying to get her for the longest. I am presenting the second attendant to Miss Albany State University, a student athlete here at Albany State University for volleyball. She's also a Delta, and she also has her own school scholarship for back to school. Mimi Harris, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, so my name is Mimi Harris and I am a senior graduating in May studying exercise science, and I am from the city where it is sunny and hot, Phoenix, Arizona, all the way on the west coast of America.
I want to ask you, what was your journey to Albany State University? What did that look like? Because you're a senior now, so you're about to step into a whole nother horizon. So what can you remember from you being a freshie and all the way up into now?
Yes, I will say me being at Albany State, to be transparent, it was not my first choice, but I look at this as Jeremiah 29:11 because this is definitely the plan that the Lord had for me, because I did not have it for myself. And I started out straight out of high school. I went to Alabama State and I attended my freshman year there. And then I transferred to Albany State, and I had heard of Albany State during high school, but I never visited or really looked into it too much. So I went to Alabama State and then got into the transfer portal with volleyball and then came here. And ever since I got here, I've genuinely loved it. Went to the volleyball team and became a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and just started getting myself very acclimated on campus really quickly. And just going back to freshman year, if you would have told me now this is what my life would look like in senior year, I would just be like, oh girl, please stop playing. But this is actually this is my real life, and I'm really grateful for it. And yeah.
I would say you were such a living testimony.
Thank you.
Because I think sometimes when we're young, everyone's like, oh, you need to only pick one thing. You only need to pick one avenue. But God has definitely blessed you in so many different avenues. So I want to ask, for the students who are trying to embark on several different passions, several different hobbies, or you're a student athlete, or you're just simply working a job off campus, how do you personally have time management, but also keep that joy that you have for all the avenues that you're walking in right now?
Yes, so I will say definitely time management is a learning thing of life, and I'm still learning every single day. You just have to figure out what works for you and find the space where you can pour into yourself and others equally, and just make sure that you're also still communicating with people from back home, people from my other school, just things like that, and just staying even with everything. Some days look more draining than others, and some days look more positive than others, but it's just all about a balance with it. And how I keep joy in everything that I do is just not letting one thing be my identity. Like for me, I'm not just a queen on the royal court. I'm not just an athlete. I'm not just a member of Greek life. I'm all of these things are a piece of who Mimi is, and they're a piece of what makes me whole. And each different organization that I'm a part of allows me to meet new people and just discover new aspects to myself and my personal growth. That's how I find joy in the different avenues, is just by not letting one thing dictate who I am or who I want to be, but just allowing me to just use it in different pieces of my life and with different people that I meet. So
Wow, I love how you said that because I think a lot of times too, like what you're saying, or from what I'm hearing, is that you are pouring yourself out into different avenues, but you want to make sure that you're whole in every single avenue that you represent. And I love that because I can totally tell that you definitely give all that you have to each avenue. Now, with that being said, what are some challenges that you might have faced because you are in different avenues? But also, how do you plan your time?
so
What does a day in a life look like for Mimi?
so every day looks different, but it's around the same where like I literally plan it out to the hour, like where I'm putting a nap in my calendar. I'm putting like eat at 8 a.m. I'm putting in like read my Bible or do a devotion, or even if it's just like a reminder, like to write down pray at 7 a.m. because like I know I might not read my Bible, but I still like, need that time. And then even like putting in go to class, go to practice, even though like it's like a routine to go to class, go to practice, it's just helping like just with the muscle memory of writing it down in your brain, just comprehending that you have to go there after you've written it down on paper. And then also another big thing for me too is being whole in all of these spaces is learning when to say no. And I'm still learning this as well, but just learning like, hey, Mimi, can you do this? And sometimes it's like respectfully, no, I cannot do that, but I know someone who can do it for you. So just learning things like that, and that also allows me to just be whole because like I know I have 10% today, and I need that 10% for me to go to practice or for me to call my mom that day. So just things like that.
So you are being very intentional with your time.
Yes.
So this is the Great Lock-In for September, as you guys know, for my show. And I love how she went into that because today we're actually going to be talking about how to steward relationships and also your purpose. And I love how you said that you've learned how to say no because you know the priorities that you have aligned for yourself. You did not let any type of rejection or closed door stop you from getting to where God wanted her to be. Okay, y'all? So what would be your advice for students who are trying to avenue and trying to find their way again as a transfer student?
I would say for me, ASU was the option. Like I just couldn't get around it. Like no matter what other school I was trying to look at, it was just like ASU would always like send an email or just like be a thought in my mind. Like whatever school that you just can't get it out of your gut, that's normally the school that's like meant for you. And I would say too, like, yes, the big schools are nice. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to go to Howard, NCAT, FAMU, Spelman, like, things like that. But sometimes those smaller schools, they give you relationships that you really can't get anywhere else. Like, and you're one of them too here. And it's just like, you have to go where your gut tells you and just go where you're scared, to be honest. Cause I was scared to come here just cause like, I didn't know anybody. And I was like, Albany, Georgia, like, that's like, I've really never heard of like the city, no shade. And like me, I'm from a really big city. So it's just like coming to a smaller city, I was like, hold up, this is kind of new. Like I was kind of nervous, but when you're uncomfortable, that's when you grow the most. That's when you meet people that will make you grow, and you will encounter challenges. Like I'm not gonna sit in here like say like it's peaches and cream, because my journey definitely wasn't peaches and cream. There's a lot of days behind the scenes, like no one saw the tears, no one saw like me fighting with just like crying into my Bible, crying to my mom. But like I promise you, like I would not change this journey for anything. And you just have to go where the seeds are going to be planted for you. So
that is so real because I would say my journey was somewhat of the same as well. So just seeing both of us being able to journey as student athletes and careers, and my girl over here, she has a back to school scholarship. What inspired you to do that? Because that is such a true testament, especially for those who are trying to get into college and trying to come up with funding as well. I feel like that was really inspirational and sweet of you to do that. So what was the idea of that? Did you just wake up one day and be like, I want to do this? Or you know what I mean? How was that?
Some of my ideas actually do come like that. Or a lot of them come, like since I do travel so much, a lot of my ideas actually come when I'm on the plane in the air.
Do you write them down really quick?
I do. I do. I bring a journal with me every time I travel. So I'm actually traveling this weekend, so we'll see see what's cooking up. But like when I'm in the air, I have trouble sleeping like in the plane like this. So I'm just like
I get
always
claustrophobic.
Me too. I just like it's too much. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, like I might as well be up here. Like my mind just gets to rolling, and then like I get tired of listening to music after a couple of hours. So like I'll just be having my journal up there and just like start thinking. So I was just thinking like I've gotten a lot of scholarships and just been able to be blessed. And it's really hard to go to college debt free, and I know like the work behind it. So I wanted to put something out there for students to be able to just like have a piece of what I have, even if it's like just something like the smallest amount that I can give. I want to be able to give that to a few students. And then at first it was just only for freshmen, but I added in transfers because I'm a transfer. So I just always feel for the transfers and show love for them, because sometimes we get like, we don't get the same opportunities to get pushed to the side because they're like, oh, like, you've already been in school. You're not a freshman. Like, but technically you still are a first year ASU student.
Right.
So that's why my scholarship was for freshmen and first year ASU students, just to show like that I'm grateful for what I've had. And I want to also give it back to others and just spread the blessings around. So that was where it came from. And I just got some donations and was able to give out some scholarship money and also some dorm essentials to a few students. So
I love seeing when God pours into someone's life and they're able to pour back into someone else's life. It's a true testament that, again, when you're walking in your purpose and she is walking in her identity, she's able to help nurture somebody else's soul, because she's definitely helped. Stop. She's definitely helped me too. But Mimi, we are coming to the top of the hour, and I just want to say thank you so much for being an inspiration on my show, not just for me, but for also other students who are here and here to come, because we are going to make sure that this interview is uploaded to YouTube so you guys can continue to watch this and be an ASU spotlight for Mimi Harris as she continues to walk the way in where God is leading her. And again, thank you so much. And can you please shout out your social media so we can follow you via...
Yes. So my Instagram is Mimi Harris, MimiHarriss. My TikTok is the same, at another S, so that'll be 3 on there. And those are my 2 social medias. And also, I just wanted to say everything that she's saying about me, I want to put it back vice versa. So you're definitely walking your purpose too. She always has the most inspirational messages on TikTok that just like give me when I need them the most. So I never told you that, but I'm telling you now. So
I love you.
I love you. And thank you for having me. This was so cool.
I'm going to have you back because, guys, again, she's the second attendant for Miss Albany State University, y'all. So that means Homecoming Reigniting the Flame is coming up really, really soon. So I'll have her back soon to kind of go over some really fun events that you guys can look forward to. What is one event that you know that off the top of your head that's something the students should look out for?
Coronation. I feel like coronation, a lot of students don't come. And from what I've seen, like, guaranteed I've only been to 2, but I think coronation and also convocation. Like, convocation can be very long, but it's really nice getting to see, like, the whole school come together and just seeing, like, the alumni come in and, like, speak to their school. And, like, they come dressed down head to toe in ASU blue and gold, Rams on the earrings. Like, but it's really cool to see because, like, people really love their alma mater, as they should. Like, me personally, I'm just going to go maybe, like, a shirt and some jeans, but I'm still going to rep my school, So I just think those 2 events are something, like, students always miss. Like, yes, it is during class for the convocation, but if you can, I would stop by. I think it's pretty fun. Just, bring you an energy drink or something, but yeah.
Okay, guys. So since she said that, I'll be going over those dates and times later in the show. But again, it was an honor and a privilege to have you on Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. It's your girl, Deja Lene, and this is
Mimi Harris.
And we'll be back with more Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. Coming up next, we got my girl, Mariah the Scientist. Is it a crime? Stay tuned, locked in. We got Jonathan Bling. He's coming up soon on the next top of the hour. So make sure you keep it locked in. Don't go anywhere. Don't switch the channel. Love you guys. See you in a second. Thank you. No. This is Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. If you don't know me, my name is Deja Lene, and I am your radio host from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And we are dealing on the great lock-in here for September. As September is coming to a close, we want to talk about how to endure suffering as a college student here at Albany State University. Because again, we know that every day is not going to be an easy day, but how do we still show up when we're having a feeling like we have a lazy day, or we have a bad day, or we're just not 100% there? I would say understand that sometimes we have to go the extra mile just to show up, just to have that self-control, just to be able to know, okay, even though I don't feel like being disciplined right now, instead of saying I'm going to try, I'm going to take accountability and know that on the other side of this, the motivation that I have is to still show up. Because listen, y'all, as a college student from freshman year all the way to sophomore year, all the way to my senior year now, I can't lie to you and sit here and say that I haven't sat in my bed and caught some extra Z's every now and then, or I've turned my alarm off and decided to go back to sleep instead of going to class, or there hasn't been a time where sometimes I was just turning in the assignments and not showing up for class. There are always going to be excuses that is going to try to stop us from, not completing things to completion. But what I've realized that, again, you have to have that self-control. And again, he who loves wisdom and he who is able to walk in the path of discipline, it will show that over time you'll be able to get to where God wants you to be, but also you're going to grow and strengthen those muscles, strengthen those, places in your heart where it can be really hard for you to get out of your comfort zone. But again, what I've noticed is that every single time I've got out of my comfort zone, or every single time I've done something that seemed or deemed as really hard for me, and I see that I was able to come out to the other side of the tunnel, I was like, oh Lord, please, I am just so grateful, and I have gratitude that I was able to show up and give 1%. 1%, y'all, is going to make such a huge difference. So continue to go to class. We have study table here, and also if you need more help in the mental health awareness, we have an amazing counseling and student accessibility services here, and we also have an amazing career services who will help you take your career to the next level and also help build your resume and experience. There's so many just avenues here at Albany State University and resources that will help you to get through those hard days, okay, y'all? And I am a true testament, again, that the sufferings that you face now will never ever compare to the amazing glory that God has for you. So continue to stay disciplined. Remember what your passion and your drive is. Remember your purpose, because there's a difference between trying and actually doing. Trying means you're still, thinking about being complacent. You're still thinking about, staying comfortable, whatever. But when you actually do, that means you're putting in the action. Even if you have to cry a few tears, even if you have to, go get a milkshake or get some trolley candy at the end of your day, or simply just take a nap to, rejuvenate and stuff. Keep showing up, keep striving, because it's going to pay off. I love you guys. And guess what? We got the SGA president. Mr. President is going to be sitting right here for the interview coming up here at Albany State University. Stay tuned. Keep it locked in right here. Don't go anywhere. So what does a typical day look like for Mr. President?
Okay, so we'll wake up in the morning. If we don't have class, class first, because we're here for education. If we don't go to class, don't have class, we'll go to the office, see what we got to do, talk with my boss, Dean Williams, see what's going on. Then if we have meetings, we'll go to meetings. If we have events, we'll go to events. But most important thing is just showing face throughout the day, let people know that I'm still here, I'm still visible, and that I'm not really going anywhere, and that I'm here to help them with whatever they need help with.
So you're saying basically your outreach is definitely out there, and you're not one of those presidents that hide and don't talk to the people and whatnot. I love the events that you guys have had here. So what are your values for your vision as president here at Albany State University?
Well, the change administration stands on these three principles: change then, change now, change the future. Change then is acknowledging the past lessons and blessings that we had and applying them to the future, applying them to the now. Change now is basically telling us be in the moment and be where your feet are, so that way you can make the right decision in the moment. Change the future is basically applying the 2 steps before you, so that way your future can be shaped to wherever you want it to be.
So with that being said, we have Reigniting the Flame coming up for homecoming, and I know that's a really big event for the SGA students here at Albany State University. So what is your favorite memory for homecoming, and also what can we look forward to as students here at Albany State University for homecoming?
I have to say my favorite memory from homecoming would be my freshman year at my very first homecoming. I didn't know what to expect, but I did see Young Nudie live though, so I guess that'll have to be my best homecoming.
You got lucky because I was left outside for the Young Nudie concert. By the way, y'all, honestly, get your tickets to see Jacquees, or please, because I literally was out there for mad long, y'all, and I could not get in. And the police, they weren't studying nobody, and I was overly upset because I was literally out there. I was literally one of the first ones out there, but once it was full, it was full. Do you know where the concert is going to be at?
The Jacquees one is on West Campus, and then the Ram Fest ones will be on Lower Campus on Saturday.
Okay, so you guys make sure that that you go get your tickets for that as well. So my next question would be, how would you say, what is your testament for students who are trying to find their purpose in college? As far as career or a club or an organization?
I say like just try anything. You know, you miss 100% of the shots you don't try, and you never know if you're good at something until you jump out there and do it. You never know if you know how to swim till you jump out into the deep end. So that's just the best advice I really have to say, and be consistent with it and don't give up. Like, just because one thing doesn't work doesn't mean lane B not gonna work. And the same thing like with whatever you put your energy towards, and give it your all. If you're gonna do something, go all the way.
So how was your campaign trail for SGA president?
My campaign trail is actually fun. I campaigned with one of my friends who's the senior class president now. So we was just like being us, having fun. We really got the we got the younger crowd involved a lot, just because of the fact that we knew that like, hey, it's mostly freshmen on this campus, and that the freshman class at the time is like one of the biggest classes. So we just got a whole bunch of freshmen, and we just had fun. We was just being us the whole time and promoting school spirit, having great energy, and smiling throughout the whole week.
So where can we find you, Mr. President, on campus? What is your favorite spot to be at?
My favorite spot to be at is anywhere in the student center, the SGA office. You can always catch me in the caf. I love to eat, or Chick-fil-A. I love to eat. Yeah, I really be everywhere just walking around. You know, I don't never really just stay in one spot too long. I can't really do that for some reason.
So do you have any other hobbies that you like to do outside of SGA president? Because we know when you're in college, you definitely, you want to get your work done. You want to make sure that you keep your priorities in line, but you also want to make those fun memories, and you want to make sure that you still have a fun time in college. So what are some of your hobbies and interests that you like?
Oh, nah, for sure. I still play video games. I be on 2K religiously. I love to hang out with my friends and connect with people that are here around me in my face. You know, being in college taught me meaningful connections, so I learned how to truly cherish those connections. So whether it's I'm just sitting downstairs in the lobby of my building talking to one of my homeboys, or talking to one of my homegirls, something like that. So pretty much stuff like that, dealing with people, playing the game, talking with my old friends from back home. That's pretty much how I spend my free time.
So I'm glad that you mentioned connections, because here at Real 92.7, this is the great lock-in for September. So we are digging deep into connections and networking here, not just in college, but your personal life. So how has networking and your connections, whether staying in good company and staying around people who push you to the next level to where God wants you to be, how can you be a testament to that to people who are trying to also do that as well?
I learned the name of the game is really networking. It's what you know, but it's also who you know, and how well you network determines who you know. So for people who are just like iffy about networking, I just say just jump out there, find a common ground. Whether it's something that you both like, or something that like an event y'all are both at, find a common ground and to build from there. Me personally, I don't really like to talk a lot to new people. Honestly, I don't like meeting new people, but I had to grow out of that. And with me growing out of that with the networking, it showed me that okay, talking to people is not that bad. Once you find a common ground to communicate about, if the person really is interested in the conversation, they'll carry the conversation too. So just go out there and speak to people, bro. Like, if they look at you, just say, hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Like, you'll be surprised how that simple greeting can change somebody's life or change your life.
So you're basically saying, don't be scared, don't be shy, get out your comfort zone.
They're not going to bite.
They're not going to bite. Because, sometimes I be seeing on TikTok or some of our other social media outlets, people be like, oh my gosh, everyone looks so mean here. They be having a stank face or whatever. But I'm like, a simple hi or how's your day going can really go a long way.
Literally.
So I was also going to say, with homecoming coming up, what advice would you give to our freshies or also returning students who are trying to pop out at those parties?
I'll tell you this. If you leave with somebody, return with somebody. Please do not leave anybody wherever they're at. It doesn't matter if y'all got into it 30 minutes before the party. Please bring them back safely. Number 2, go to class.
Yes.
Please do
yes.
your work. Number 3, buy your tickets. Yes, buy your tickets. Go to everything. You feel me? From Monday to homecoming kickoff to the last concert on Saturday, go to everything. You really want to get the full experience, because homecoming really showed me what being at HBCU is all about, and like the love of having love for your HBCU. So I say that, and then be aware of your surroundings. Know where you're at. Know what's going on. Don't get too lost in the sauce to where you forget how to function. That's something that can truly cost you. So
Be
just
vigilant.
safe. Yes, be vigilant and be on your P's and Q's.
Period. And that's so real because, y'all, I have so many stories of the parties and stuff that I've been to, and they were fun. But like you said, you just gotta be aware of your surroundings, stay with who you came with, and have fun. And what homecoming event are you looking forward to as we wrap up our segment?
Homecoming event am I looking forward to? I'd have to say all of them.
All of them. Wow. Okay, so he's a fan of all of them. So with that being said, are there any events specifically that you want our students to go out to? Because I know Mimi had talked about the coronation that's coming up, and she wants the students to go to convocation.
Yes.
So do you have a highlight?
Okay, so Milan is completely correct. We got we got convocation the Friday before the game, homecoming convocation in the morning. Everybody pop out to that. We got the Royal Court coronation as well. Everybody pop out to that. And then we also have SJ is hosting the homecoming kickoff with the football team, Miss Albany State, and all the alums and local businesses. So we encourage all the students and everybody to come and show support. And this is the perfect way to kick off homecoming.
We are super excited. Again, we are celebrating homecoming, reigniting the flame here for Albany State University 2025. I am Deja Lene, and this is
Jonathan Bain.
Mr. President. Thank you so much for being on my show. I'm probably going to try to have you back later on in October as we get closer to our homecoming events.
For sure.
And again, this is Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. Keep it locked in here and don't switch that channel. We got some more Mariah the Scientist because I know you guys like Mariah and Drake and, maybe a little Gun or whatever. But keep it locked in on Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. Your favorite choice on the FM dial.
September is shutting down. October is here. That means October is all about me because my birthday is coming up next Monday and I'm super excited. But again, since we are talking on the Great Lock-In, we are going more in depth about how we can steward our relationships and being able to understand that here in college it's so important on who you surround yourself with because you want people who are going to help ignite you to get to the next level, help you understand your value and also walk in the purpose that you have here at college. And it's okay if you have to wait for the right company and continue to value your time. Make sure you be intentional with your time, but also understand in college there will be some times where you may get to a point where you're still trying to figure out what you want to do, or you may be trying to figure out if this avenue fits you, but keep showing up and walk in what your passion may be, because I promise you, if you continue to remain diligent, continue to stay teachable and strive for excellence and become even more skillful in whatever you choose to do, you will never ever steer wrong. But again, bad company corrupts good character. So if you have to remove yourself from certain circles, or if you have to stop showing up at certain environments just so you can stay on the right path, do so. And this is coming from a person, me, where I've had to remove myself from several circles, or I've had to say no to certain things just so I can make sure that I stay on track to where God wants me to be. And same for you guys. Do not forget that you can steward your purpose, and every single day is not going to be an easy day, but you are everything that you have. You are equipped. You are equipped. So don't give up on your dreams and aspirations. Okay, people?